Welcome folks to a TradePicks recap video. Today is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. And of course we're trading small caps. And we did okay today, $55 navigating through a difficult market. The market overall is selling off. So bargains to be had in large caps. Remember, if you're trading, that it is extremely risky and that you will lose money. Losing is part of day trading. As much as winning is, so is losing. And mostly, you will lose. And if you're a beginner, please train on the simulator and seek financial professional advice. We have a routine that we go through every morning, no matter whether we start in pre-market or during regular open hours, and that involves taking our trades easy, letting the trades come to us, evaluating the tickers that are moving to make sure that the technicals are in place for us to trade before we make a trade. If these videos are of benefit to you, please like and subscribe. We can use all the likes you can click on. Today our P&L started out $12 very early, almost at 4:07 a.m. Pacific. Moved up to $30, then $1.64, then $36, and then finally $55. We had good trades, a couple of good, three good trades, one at $12 and two at $18. So it was a variety of stocks that we traded, and we made money on them, which is good. And if you look at the timestamps on the videos, you'll notice that there's a huge gap between them, and that's because while I was looking at other stocks, I did not take just any stocks. I waited for my trade. Here are the trades. ASNS moved up early, so did SRXH, and we took advantage of that. We dipped into AMCI, but only managed $1 and something. Then YCBD, we squeaked out $5, and the VMAR, we squeaked out $18. We had VMAR marked for 120 resistance, but I didn't want to wait until it got there. So I think we only took about 6 cents off of those 500 shares that we took on VMAR. We could have certainly had more, but it's not bad. We're happy with $55 on the day. And for the month, we are now down to $153 loss. So we brought it down from 446 down to 153. And today's efficiency was due to 7 green trades, all averaging $7.90 a piece. And that's incredible. 7 trades on 5 different stocks and being green. So that's our objective, to put green all of December and wipe out that red that we got earlier in the month. The key, and I want to show these executions on VMAR, was there. We went in at 76, got out at 84 cents. On ASNS, we went in at 236 and we got out at 41. That's 5 cents. We weren't looking for home run hits. We're just looking for small hits, small quantities, shares, 100, 500. And we took what we had, and we had winners. And that's something that you need to look. Instead of looking for 50 and 20 cents on a market like this, or even more, just look for the small hits, because that'll get you, it adds up. Here's the SRXH trade. We went in at $1.14. We got out 117, 118, and 120. We had lag there. This was very early in the pre-market. I don't know if that timestamp is correct, which would make it 5:38 a.m. Pacific or 8:38 Eastern. But you see the amounts that we went in: 100, 100, 200, and yeah, well, we just made a few cents on all of these stocks, and that also helped us manage our 2K account. So the ASNS trade came in right off the bat as I was logging on, so I did not get to record it. You can see there it's 4:07 a.m. Pacific, and we're up $12 on it. And you can see on the chart there, that we took the trade from 236 to 241. It reached a high of 251, and we got out not near the top, but close to it, and that was our entry. And from then on, the stock sold completely off, and it's, I think, down to $1 now. But it never climbed back up again, so we had no opportunity. SRXH, exactly the same thing. And it was an hour later. So I moved the screen around a little bit, so it looks a little bit more cleaner. And I hope you guys like this. It's still essentially the same. You got the 1 minute chart, large on the left hand side, the 5 minute top middle, the 133 tick mark, which is equivalent to a 10-second chart on the bottom middle. We got our level 2 time and sales and the active trader on the right hand side, though I don't know if you guys get much information out of that. But anyway, so we're looking at our SRXH, and we have marked off our resistance points, and we see the purple line there at 177. Now, it's important to note that I drew these lines after it hit that one high a day of 177. And the reason I still drew them was because I wanted to continue watching them. The clarity that I see here on the way I'm formatting this chart now is if you look at the MACD, down below we've got the MACD and we got a zero lag MACD. And it is so apparent there that you can see that the volume is winding down, that the MACDs are closing and about to go down. The 133 tick mark shows a little bit of movement moving up around but not much. So this is not where you would naturally enter. Okay? And even when this stock was moving, there was other stocks. ACMI, I think, was another one, a Chinese stock. We tried to buy it, we couldn't. And then there was another one. Oh, BEAT, BEAT. We saw it early on around 280, and I thought it was a pump that people were taking advantage of it, but it wasn't. It's BEAT is somewhere over 330, which is quite interesting. But we'll let it go and continue. And if it continues, maybe we'll try to get back the rest of our money that we need. I think we're short about $30-40 on it. So, but however, this was interesting that it started moving up, and I think it was because the lack of other stuff moving. And now, what was I expecting here? I didn't think that this stock had the wherewithal to get back up to the 177. But for lack of anything else, over an hour had gone by since an hour and 20 since our last trade, and nothing else had been moving. And 5:30ish to 5:45 is a good time to pick a stock, because you see folks also, they're waiting on the news on the half hour and on the hour, and nothing really was highlighted at 5:30. So at 5:37 they get antsy and they want to jump in on something. So I think that's what happened. And there was also a lot of volume today, which was interesting. I did not trade yesterday because I didn't think it would be anything good. So we jump in here with 500 shares on that candle, which reaches a new high, as the MACD starts to level out instead of curving down. And there is a resistance point there that we're looking for it. And we take a little bit off. Is that it? That was the first sell. Remember, this is pre-market, so we can't set bracket orders. But there we completely get out at 176. And that was a very easy, maybe I should have elongated that chart so you could see a little better, because it's kind of short. But you can see we went in at 114, we got out 117, 3 cents on 500 shares, and we made $18. Perfect. and that isn't a huge cash draw on our small 2K account. So we're good. Now from here on, the rest of the day, it just fails. AMCI was the stock that was flirting with being a stock that could go parabolic today, but it was all flirts. There was nothing certain for it. It is now 6:10, so 2 hours after we took our first trade, Pacific time, and this is the only thing that shows any signs of life or perhaps moving out. And notice I didn't draw any lines because I felt it was quite expensive. Here, you're not going to make any money, and you're only going to use up your cash account, your settled funds on trading something that's so high. You could trade, 10 shares, but if it goes up, 4 cents, you're going to make 4 cents, 40 cents, so it's not worth trading, but I needed to stay in practice. And I wanted to know, am I really looking at the stock charts correctly? Am I really in tune with the market? And that's why I only took 2 shares. And my expectation here was that it would hit 12 and go up. And but it didn't have the strength to move fully up in one swoop. And eventually throughout the day, it finally did it. It hit 14. And so, 2 stocks from 11.25 to 14 would have been $6. Still very nice, because it as an additive, if you take trades, you take 5 trades at $6 each, that's $30 win. That's good for a 2K account. That's excellent, actually. So this is the stock I think we held the longest because we took several trades on it. And like I said, I was looking for it to go past that top of the line VWAP up there. And I drew a trend line there, and I was looking for it to go up beyond that line. And that's why I didn't get out when it reached there about 11.96. And on second thought, that's what I should have done. But as you can see, with 2 shares, I'm up 20 cents, 24 cents. It's very minute. So the only thing I'm doing here is practicing my my acuity, my expertise for what I'm seeing in the charts and in the indicators. One thing I wanted to point out was folks who do small day trading, and specifically those with smaller accounts, we tend to follow what everybody else does, right? We set up our charts, our indicators. We set up what we think is the ideal thing for us to see and to watch. But what I've noticed is that some of the folks out there who are YouTubers and are transmitting their trades are looking at the chart, and they're looking for the chart to go high because they're looking to trade bullish, right? They're not shorting. And I can understand that. But one of the things that you got to get used to doing, here we finally, I think we take a second trade. We got out at 11.61 off of that first trade. We went back in at 12.15. And now you notice that it sold off all the way down to about 11.25, and then went back up, and now it hits the point where we thought it was going to get to anyhow, but we weren't sure. So going in with 2 trades was the safe bet, because that's an experience that we now have, that this stock is not going to go up in one swoop, that it is going to come down and up, come up and down, and then come back up again. So this is good experience. It's excellent experience, because that's how the day is going to go for it. And that's one of the beauties of if you come in pre-market, even you don't have to trade, but just sit there and watch the stock gappers that you think are buyable for the day, and do something like this. Do a mental buy, or a paper. Write it on paper. Oh, I'm going to enter here at 11.45, and write it down on a piece of paper. Watch what the stock does, and then write down where you would exit and do it again and again. Do it 3 times. And after doing it 3 times, you will have a good understanding of where the stock is going. Remember, one single ticker is not going to make you a millionaire, a billionaire. So you're trading on a small account, and you have to manage the risk. You have to watch your money, and you don't want to just throw it away. So if you do that, after you've had 3 trades, you get a more or less a good idea of what that stock is doing. If it's going to sell off within those 3 trades, it's going to sell off, and you won't even touch it again. And you didn't have to expose your money and risk yourself a loser trade. Anyway, so here I began to see the MACDs curling back down. And then somewhere around here, I don't think it has the gas to go any higher, so we're going to sell out. And now we're 9 minutes from the open, and if this was going to be the stock of the day, it should have been taken off right now. So we sell up at 12.17, another 2-cent winner. And it isn't the amount of money, it's the fact that we practice on a high price stock. So here we are into the open now at 6.33, and the stock has moved up. It's got a nice move up there from below 12 all the way up almost 13, and we say, what the heck, let's jump in. And we happen to jump in right at right into a halt. There's a lot of indecision in this particular candle here, and I had my doubts. But once it hit 13, I said, well, maybe there's a chance. So we jumped in again, only 2 shares. We're not going to risk a whole lot of money, and this time we can use a bracket. We're using a bracket order that is going to get us out at a certain point, a little bit above 14. And if it drops down to below 13.71, it's going to stop us out. So now we're in the halt, and we're okay. Actually, it's below. It's around 13.60. I think is the stop. And here we go. This is what happens. We weren't watching it. We were watching other stocks. And while we were away, the stock came back from halt. It halted down, and we got out, and we made a little bit of money. YCBD. There's a lot of talk about cannabis stocks and new policy and et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's sparking a move. Small moves in the market. It may come. I don't know if it'll come today. Maybe over time. That would be good to see a different sector other than techs, because the market is selling off right now. So we went ahead and jumped in, and at first it looked like it had some type of impulse, but volume was very slow moving. But we went ahead and held it. We went in $1.23, and we set our stop right around 118, and our sell 134 or so. And I think that was wishful thinking. 134. If it eventually reached 136, 140, I think it's a slow mover. So you would have had to hold it for hours. We weren't about to do that. And as I look at the clock now, it is 11:52 a.m. Pacific time. So it's quite late in the day. And based on what we see the SPY and NVIDIA doing, I don't think that we're going to see any type of rally in the afternoon. And tomorrow will be a also very dangerous day. Monday, we had that one stock moving up $20. Today, we had lots of little stocks jumping in and giving us a little bit of volume and an opportunity to make some money. And tomorrow, we may not see a huge surge. Instead, we may just see a little bit of a slowdown. So Just be careful tomorrow and let the trades come to you. Now, this trade, I wasn't planning on taking it, but it's 649. We've already had a few trades. We're up about $30. And we still have, what is our settled funds at? We have $1,300 in settled funds to trade. So this looked like it was going to move. So we jumped in. It was about BWAP. But here we began to lose the confidence. And for me, this was like a D quality trade that worked in the end. But I wasn't going to give it too much room. I said, well, if I lose $11, I lose $11. That's where the stop was set at. So I was willing to risk 11 and for 22. And you see there, you see me there moving the stop up, because I said I don't want to get anywhere below that line. If it can't make it up to the next channel, it's going to fall there and it'll stop me out, and I'll be happy. Which is what happened on the ACMI on the prior one. We made 80 cents or something like that to wind up the day at $1.64 on it, and I didn't have to worry about it, because once the stop is in, and I put the stop at a positive place way above what I had entered, then I didn't have to watch it. Once off the halt it came, it fell, and I was stopped out great. So here it does start moving back up again, but I don't trust it, and I'm not about to keep it overnight or hold it for hours. So I start looking to get out, and I do. So we make $5. Hey, it was an easy $5, right? 6:51 a.m. Pacific at the end of that trade, and then we continue to wait, and VMAR starts hitting scanners, and now it's 7:16 a.m. Pacific, another 20-30 minutes from our last trade. And if you'll notice one thing, if you look at the video and the time of the trades, there's a huge space. There was an hour from the very first trade, then 2 hours, and then 30 minutes. We don't take trades willy-nilly. We don't get carried away by green bars like this one. This one, I marked it when it first showed up, and I said, oh, $1.20. I did not like it because it isn't a popular company, a popular ticker. But once it hit the 78, I thought, well, you know what? It has an opportunity, so we'll jump in. And you can see there we were almost up $38. We jumped out a few cents. We're good. We made our $55 for the day. Hope you all had a green day, and we'll check it out tomorrow and see how it goes. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Yeah, right here it goes into a halt, and I left it in the halt because you'll see what happens. It sells off again. All right. Good day.